My name's Scott, and I'm a professional piercer. I've been piercing since the 90s, and I've seen a lot of amazing piercings. And I've also seen some piercings that have seriously gone wrong. And that's what we're doing. We're reacting to a bunch of piercings that have gone really wrong. Let's take a look. I don't even know what to say. What is going on? How did this get so puffy in the middle? It looks like they pierced over a scar or through the scar thinking they're going to make it better. I don't know what's going on, but this does not look normal. Take it out before it's a serious scar or more of a serious scar. Watching this video here, looks like they're trying to get a surface piercing on like the sideburn area. The needle starts to go, re-grip. The needle's kind of halfway. Nope, keep pushing. It's going to be shallow, but we're still going to keep pushing. There's no way that's deep enough to heal, but they're happy because it's all done. They just don't realize they're going to have to do it again if you want to get it deep enough. I don't know why people continue to put stuff in. It's obviously way too short. Let's see if we can get back in that area. There it is. And they're doing the cannula needle where the jewelry goes into the back end of the needle. They're going to try to pull it. Oh, one glove technique. This is one of my favorite techniques where you only use one glove, because if you have a glove on, that completely protects you and the other person. Even though you're putting your hands all over the open wound. Is the jewelry even in? This is just terrible. Dirty. Nope, they're still trying to feed the jewelry and see how the one glove technique, the hand touching the jewelry is clean, but the other part where it's over the wound is not gloved at all. Shame on you. Feel bad for the person. After all this, it's still too shallow. Unbelievable. And you wonder, like, why would I spend the money and go to a professional? So that doesn't happen to you. Smile's temporary. All right, now this is a very special tongue piercing. Not many people can get this one. I believe this was supposed to be the frog eyes or some sort of snake eye piercing through the tip of the tongue, but it obviously went way too shallow in the middle because it's almost two separate muscles and you get that V, so that top part is growing out. Normally you take these things out so they don't scar, but this person obviously doesn't care about scars because it is already massively scarred on the tip of their tongue. It's not going to stop. It's going to keep going until they have even a bigger scar yet. So take it out. Don't do this piercing. This is why. It's a bad idea. It's not going to work. Now, I see piercings like this, and it's like people are like, oh, I want to just barely do anything because it's going to hurt less. You have no idea how much more painful it is when you don't go through the right spot. This is just a tip, but I've had people in tears as they came to me, having me trying to remove these super, super shallow piercings. Ouch. And then on top of it, doesn't even look that good. And imagine how easy it would be to rip and you have a complete split. Go to a professional. And we're looking at an anti-eyebrow with some cool shades. These anti-eyebrows need to be done with a surface bar, not the curve bar. As you can see, the curve bar keeps it red. It pushes it right out. The chances of these healing with a curved barbell are really, really low. So get it done right or don't do it. These aren't one where it's like you just kind of roll the dice and say, maybe it'll work this time, because most of the time it's not going to work. And we're looking at a nape piercing, the back of the neck. I have mine done. It's an amazing piercing. Back in the 90s, everyone thought this was going to be such a good idea to use this like a PTFE, this plastic kind of basically almost a medical grade type acrylic. I don't think it was quite medical grade, but they said, oh, it's soft and bendy, so it's going to work better. It doesn't look like it's that bendy, and it looks like almost a straight bar in the middle. This is going to leave a much bigger scar. You can see how there's already scar tissue on the sides there. Even if you wanted gems, those things are pointing out, not out forward. So this is not the look you're going for. Get a surface barbell. Do it right. And here, Okay, now we have the surface barbell, which is what I was just telling you about, but it has to be fit properly so the beads are where the puncture wound is. And I don't know if it's just rejected that far out, but it looks like the bar was way too long in the first place. And another tip, get it done with a disc on the front so it holds it flat so the beads don't make it fall and move down and sit at a really weird angle. Maybe they're healing this up and that one side's just super, super scarred, but to me it looks like the jewelry was just too long in the first place. And we're looking at a microdermal in the side of the cheek. It took me a second to figure out what's going on. It's probably pretty fresh because you can see the little blood around there, but that's deep. That's going to be a problem. It's going to embed into the skin. I doubt it's going to grow over the top, but it's not going to feel good, and it's going to be raw and probably not heal and eventually just reject right out. So maybe a couple months. You have to have some room to breathe on these ones. Oh, this is an anti-eyebrow, which looks like the upper cheek area. Again, these need to be done with surface bars. You try a straight bar, and this is probably only maybe a month old, maybe a couple weeks. That's how bad they look right away. And that's going to leave a huge scar. Take it out. All right, I'm assuming we're looking at the not so straight labret piercing, the vertical labret, I should say. The piercing looks like it's almost healed up, but man, it's not centered to the center of the nose. It's not centered to the lip in general. If it's not centered, don't even try to heal these up because they're not going to magically shift over. And if it's this far off, other people can tell. All right, we're looking at a video. I'm not sure. It looks like maybe she just got her nostril pierced. Yeah, with a piercing gun, we saw the last end of shooting with a gun. She flinches and the gun goes flying across the room. I'm sure they just picked it up to try to finish it up. Those guns, they're not designed for nostrils. They're not designed for eyebrows. They're not designed for nipples or navels. They're made for the earlobe only. But the thing is those piercing guns are a bad design in the first place, and they're even terrible for an earlobe. All right, we're looking at a septum piercing. For a split second, you think, maybe that looks okay. It looks like it's fairly straight, but it's way too low. I bet that hurts so bad because when you feel the bottom of your nose, it's just thick cartilage, and then it goes up to that thinner spot. They didn't quite make it to the thinner spot. All right, and we're trying to inside lip, horizontal lip piercing. I don't know if this is meant more to be like a frowny, which is supposed to be through the web, or if it is literally supposed to be like a surface piercing, but that tissue is so soft, that's just going to reject out. And on top of it, that jewelry's rubbing directly against those beautiful white teeth. You're just asking for trouble. All right. So it looks like this piercing is fully healed, a nostril piercing, and it's about as low as one can get. It looks like it could almost be ripped or torn out, so you would want to be careful. But at the same time, it looks fully healed. If it's healed and that's the look you're going for, cool, but man, that's low. All right, another video, no glove technique with the earlobe piercing. Looks like they can't. You're going to sterilize it after it's through the ear, or are you thinking about probably pulling it through to cauterize so it doesn't bleed when it doesn't bleed in the first place? This is terrible. Don't do the. Yep, ouch, getting hot. What are you going to do? Heat it up some more. Good idea. Good idea. And I guess the idea is you burn the hole open, but I think the thing could be complete. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Oh, cool. And hopefully that works out for you. I doubt. There's no way that could work. All right, that's a high belly piercing with the wrong size jewelry, not quite so centered, and I'm sorry it's such a bad piercing experience. Take it out, let that scar heal up, get some scar tissue remover on it, find a piercer who can put something more proper on you. It's going to have to be lower. You're probably going to want the floating navel. Oh, man, too high and not even close to center. All right, now we're looking at an industrial piercing that is covered in gunk. Clean your piercings. I'm guessing that's what it is. You can see in that upper one, there's almost that piece that got pushed in there and it created a crevice because you didn't clean your piercing. Clean your piercings. If you keep the crusties off your piercing, I guarantee you it's going to feel better, it's going to look better, and that won't happen to you. All right, surface of the tragus or the sideburn piercing done again with a curved barbell, hanging on by a thread. I can almost guarantee it was done deeper than this. These things last weeks, maybe months before they come right out. If you do a surface bar, there's a chance. This way, there's no chance at all. Okay, navel piercing. I really wish I knew what was going on, how fresh this is, but that's a piece of plastic. A lot of times people use this for an industrial piercing to try to keep the hole open as like a little retainer bar. Sometimes they sell these as navel pregnancy bars because they're kind of flexible, but they're just terrible. They push the skin out, they cause all the discolored scar tissue all around it just like this, and it's going to split all the way out and leave a huge split in the skin. Take it out. It's almost too late now, but take it out. Wow. Now those were some pretty bad decisions and some pretty poor attempts at good piercings. Most of those things were crooked, way too shallow, massively scarring. I've said it before, go to a professional. Now if you enjoy videos like this, make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button, and of course, keep putting holes in your body. We'll see you all in the next video.